Shrien Dewani can be extradited to South Africa according to the London High Court. Today, that court rejected claims that he should not be sent to this country until he is fit to plead. Dewani has been suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder and depression. He stands accused of plotting to murder his wife Annie during their honeymoon in Cape Town. eNCA's UK correspondent Olly Barratt joins us now with the latest developments. Olly, hi. Take us inside the court to the key points Lord Thomas made in handing down this ruling.
It was a pretty brief ruling, actually, in court. It only took a few minutes. There were two specific strands that judges were deciding on. One was a sort of legal technicality about whether Shrien Dewani could be described as the accused in an extradition case, and even if he was currently unfit to plead, and judges decided that yes, he could. The other was whether it was unjust or oppressive to extradite Shrien Dewani in the current state that he is in, unfit to plead, and with these mental health issues. Again, they rejected that notion on the grounds that South Africa can provide an undertaking that Shrien Dewani will be returned to the UK if he gets to South Africa and it turns out that he will never, ever recover. So he wouldn't be in South Africa indefinitely. The judges essentially threw out both those strands of appeal and therefore ruled that the extradition can stand and can go ahead and could go ahead reasonably quickly. South Africa has 2 weeks to put forward this undertaking on Shrien Dewani's return to the UK if he never recovers, and South Africa indicated in court that that undertaking would be forthcoming.
So ostensibly, as you point out, he could possibly be standing trial here in South Africa in less than a month's time. Do you know what the handover process is likely to be?
Well, the South Africans have this 2-week period to put forward their undertaking. Then there would essentially be 1 more week in which the final T's have to be crossed and I's have to be dotted. A lot of paperwork has to be done. And then essentially, Shrien Dewani could be handed over very quickly indeed to the South African authorities, and could be very quickly, we're talking about by the end of February really, could be on a plane to South Africa. Now, all of this hangs on whether Shrien Dewani and his legal team and his family decide to try other avenues, and there are potentially a couple open to them. They could take a general point of law to the Supreme Court. That could delay the process further. They could also, we believe, try and take it to the European Court, which is all-encompassing court taking in the entire European Union. That would delay the process longer as well. So we sort of have these couple of scenarios where Shrien Dewani could be on a plane to South Africa within around 3 weeks, or he could be staying here yet for some time.
I think it's important to get the reaction of the families in all of this. Olly, you had a chance to speak to at least the Hindocha side of the family. Tell us about that, and tell us whether you've heard from any of the Dewanis themselves.
The Dewanis weren't as well represented in court as they normally are. The Hindochas were, and always are, they had, some of them, flown over yet again from Sweden. In court, there was a real air of excitement, I think is the right way to describe it. Also an air of relief that this judgment was handed down, but also an air of caution. They are well aware that there have been hurdles, as they put it, all the way throughout this process, and so they said they weren't taking anything for granted. And so clearly the family very relieved that they say they feel they are one step closer to justice for Annie, but also they are not counting any chickens yet, and they know that there are other things that could come up that could delay the process further.
Yeah, it's dragged on already for, 3 years and 3 months so far. Thanks for the update. Olly Barratt is our UK correspondent.
Know more about your world.
eNCA.com